what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm opening the Transformers War for Cybertron Buzzworthy Bumblebee with Spike Witwicky. Now this is more of a core-sized figure, and it's thanks to Aaron38 for sending this, because the only other place to get this is from Toys R Us, or at least that's the only retail place, and I don't want to pay their prices. I think it's about $35.99 now, last I checked. I could be entirely wrong, but they keep upcharging this figure, and it's gotten so ridiculous that there's no way I'm paying that. So thank you so much for helping me out with that. And as you can see, you got Bumblebee in the corner there. That's the evergreen design Bumblebee, which is very similar to the Cyberverse one. In fact, they're pretty much going hand in hand. But yeah, specifically, I guess that's the evergreen design. There's the back of the packaging, Bumblebee and Spike Witwicky. This is a Target exclusive in the US, but in Canada, it is a Toys R Us exclusive. So let's go ahead and open this. Why don't we? Starting off with the side. So basically, it's just an expanded version of a core class figure. I guess they didn't want to produce this in the main line, or they wanted an excuse to add more to the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, so they took whatever Bumblebee they were working on and just threw it into this line. There's the instructions. And it definitely does remind me, now that I think of it, of the Titans Returns Bumblebee, which I also do have. But I wanted this guy because, you know, War for Cybertron and core class and stuff, you know, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, okay, so we got the instructions, and it's got how many steps? 12 steps? No, 11 steps, and then this guy has 1 step, right? Yes, 11 of them 1. So that does make 12, you know, so I'm not wrong. Let's go ahead and pop out the little Spike Witwicky guy. The plastic is pretty well surrounded on this, so he's going to be a little tricky to pop out. There we go. Let's get that out. Come on. There we go. There he is. It's just a little additional thing. It's not really much of anything, but, you know, he, I believe, moves his arms. Yes, he does. No head articulation, nothing at the legs, even though it looks like there was meant to be a joint in there, so I assumed that that was the point, but they decided to opt out for it. In fact, you can see on the back, I don't know if you can see that, but there is something that's meant to resemble a tab that goes in between the 2 legs. So I do think that the legs were meant to be on ball joints or hinges, but then they opt out for that. So that's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, he's definitely very bright. I mean, the exposure on the camera is auto-focusing or whatever to a darker tone, but yeah, I do wish that the head would be able to rotate. That'd be a nice touch. Does it, or does it not? No, it doesn't seem to, but that would have been a cool thing to add. And then of course we've got Bumblebee's very tiny gun, and holy crap, this thing is tiny. In fact, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get that out. Oh, there we go, I got it. God, that thing is so small. I kind of like it, but it's like a Creon gun. And of course I lost it. Oh, it was underneath the camera. But it's the size of a core class gun, probably even smaller than that. Jeez. Or, sorry, a Creon gun is what I meant to say. Alright, let's go ahead and snip the plastic off of this. And let's see if we can pull this guy out. Even though, again, all this plastic bubbling is completely surrounding certain parts, making it really hard to get out. But hey, we got his legs, so now it's just, oh, there we go, there's the rest of him. And he does have a weird backpack. You can fold it further back if you want, or just leave it off to the side. I'd like to leave that further back, because then you have a nice little Bumblebee silhouette. And he's a tiny little dude. He kind of feels nice. He feels a little smaller than a core class figure. The ball joint on this side has some sort of warping plastic or something that's just turning that off to the side, but yeah, he's not so bad. The arms are very thin looking and very weird, but the head joint should be tight. Yeah, it's pretty tight. What's cool is that there's a panel in the back here, and that's meant to fill that out, but if you don't care for that, you can lift up the head a little bit, so that's nice. Wow, he even has rotation on this part of the leg. That's pretty cool. A ball joint right here. He's got feet that move. And then, oh, a joint there, and then he's got knees. The knees are the hardest thing to get at, because I keep moving everything else. But, yeah, he does have knees, so you can do stuff with that. So that's pretty cool. And again, he's just a very tiny little guy. I mean, let me lower down the camera just a bit. There we go. I'm going to bring out some of the other core class figures. I got Optimus Prime right here. So he's shorter than Optimus Prime, which is, good. He's not too short, but, I don't mind that. They're relatively around the same size class. And there's Megatron and Starscream. This is the scale that I'm totally fine with. Even though Bumblebee should probably be about that size, because it'd be a little too small for something like this, especially from Hasbro. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm pretty sure there's a third-party figure that's similar to that that's coming out. I saw one that's the size of a coin, but I mean, this is a Hasbro figure, unless you want articulation like that. But yeah, and there's him with his little blaster weapon piece. Yeah, I definitely do like these two. As something kind of simple. Definitely not worth over $30. I can tell you that much. Not because they're bad, but because there's no way this is worth $30. I'm sorry, Toys R Us, but you're being stupid about that. Okay, so transformation. You're going to bring the head forward. Actually, before we do Bumblebee, let's do this guy. So what you're supposed to do is fold this back, and there you go. That's pretty much it. Although you don't want to crunch up the limbs of a human, so it's not like you can really do too much with it. But yeah, it's a rocket-powered car thing. No wheels underneath, which kind of suck, but it's just that. Anyways, flip the head forward, and then all this will kind of come up to here, I guess. I mean, we could bring it up all the way if we wanted to. Hey, there's a peg right there. So I guess you could plug the weapon there. I imagine that's what it's meant to do. Maybe that's storage. So this flap was supposed to come into there, but I guess when I fold that up all the way, it just flips up. Let's see, the legs will tab together like so, and then fold down like so, like all that, or at least I would imagine seems that way. And then let's see, the waist folds in on itself. Does it tab into place? Not really, just kind of sets there. And then this folds up, and then there's a tab that will line up to there, like so. And then what do we do about the arms? I'm not even paying attention to the instructions at this point. The arms will fold in on themselves, but they don't really reach the door, so I'm trying to figure this part out. Let's see. It says rotate the arms down, which I've already done. And then let's flip the instructions around. And then, yeah, it just shows that these are supposed to come up. Are they on the wrong way or something? Because this doesn't look like what they should be doing. Let's see. I don't know, because these joints will bring it closer to... Oh, I see how it is. So it compresses in on itself. Okay. It's a very fiddly toy at this point, but I'm sure it will be okay. Oop, and I just accidentally popped that out. Come on. Come on. There we go. Plug that into place like so. That will tab into there. And do the same thing to the other side like so. And make sure that the wheels are straight. They're not really going too straight, but it's just with everything going on. And then the the backpack will fold in on itself. And let's see, I don't feel like I got that in all the way. So just push in the doors and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so it's just moving things a little bit more. Let's see, does this go further in? No, okay, so it's like that. Definitely reminds me of, where are they? The penny racer cars. And then that will plug on the bottom there. Kind of like an exhaust, but not really, because it's heading away anyways. And there is the alt mode, and I love this thing. It's adorable, it's cute. It definitely reminds me more of one of the G1 mini-bots, so I do like that. Kind of reminds me of some of the Legends toys where they just did so many mini-bots, so yeah, I like this thing a lot. It's not my favorite version of Bumblebee, I will say that, but I do like it. So thank you to TransAaron38. I will post his link down in the description below. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.